Hi, I am Angela Dye. I am the Blender team lead this semester for Empathy Bites. I am a computer science major, a third year at Georgia Tech, and my thirds are media and intel, and this is my third semester with Empathy Bites. So the Blender team this semester is collaborating with the library, and we were working on modeling items from the archives. So the Georgia Tech archives has a lot of artifacts, some from the 1950s, some really important ones, like they have a version of the Olympic torch from the Olympic Games that were hosted in Atlanta down there. So we are collaborating with them to model these artifacts so that the Unity team will be able to put our models into a VR environment so that the user is able to manipulate them and take a closer look at them, since the real live ones are super fragile and you can't actually touch them when you go visit them in the library. And we really wanted this project to foster more empathy, since most people actually don't know the archives exist at all. So we just wanted to let more people know about this feature that Georgia Tech has and expose more people to some of Georgia Tech's history. The Blender team, we actually tried using the 3D scanner initially, and that didn't pan out, so we are going to actually hand model all the models from the artifacts using Blender. And one fun thing that we were able to do this semester is get more into the materials. So one thing the Blender team was able to do this semester is focus more on the materials of the actual objects. So materials are like the color and texture of the models. So usually you have to manually apply those. So this semester we were able to do some more research on that. And with these color maps and normal maps, we were able to actually get the engraving on the Olympic torch and finer details like that. So that's been a fun thing we were able to explore this semester, way more in depth onto materials and texturing and shading in Blender. So for the next steps of this process, once we actually get all the models modeled and everything implemented in the VR environment, we would love it if it was more interactive, so the user isn't only able to, say, pick up the Olympic torch, they're also able to maybe light it on fire and see how the fire effects work like that. And there is also a toy airplane model, so if they were able to fly the model and just make the experience more interactive like that, and really take advantage of all of VR's strengths as a media format. So I joined Empathy Bites because I think that Georgia Tech, since it is a tech school, it is very tech focused. And the fact that this VIP put empathy in their title, I found that really intriguing, because I feel like we often do forget a lot of the human element when we are so tech focused, so I found that really interesting. And I was also really interested in AR/VR as a format, and since this VIP was exploring that, it seemed like a perfect fit